Chosen one, if your soul has been tired in ways no one can see, if you have smiled while carrying wounds you never explained, this message is not an accident. Heaven has led you here because the season that almost broke you was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal what God placed inside you. You walked through fires that would have consumed other people. You faced betrayal, delay, loneliness, pressure, confusion, and silent battles that no one applauded. There were nights when you questioned whether God still saw you, whether your prayers were rising or simply disappearing into the dark. But listen closely. God was not absent in your suffering. He was examining your heart, shaping your spirit, and teaching you how to stand when everything around you tried to make you fall. You did not pass this test because life became easy. You passed because you remained faithful when it was painful. You kept choosing truth when bitterness was available. You kept choosing prayer when panic was louder. You kept choosing purpose when the enemy tried to convince you that your story was over. And now, chosen one, heaven is responding. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was delayed is about to move. What was taken is about to be restored. Chosen one, you need to understand something deeply. The test you passed was not ordinary. It was not a random storm, not a meaningless season, not punishment from heaven. It was a divine furnace, designed to remove everything that could not travel with you into your next level. God allowed pressure to touch your life, not because He rejected you, but because He trusted what He had placed inside you. There were moments when you felt stripped of certainty, stripped of support, stripped of comfort, and even stripped of the version of yourself you used to recognize. People misunderstood your silence. Some judged your distance. Others thought your isolation meant weakness. But they did not know that God was hiding you in a sacred place, away from noise, away from false approval, away from people who only celebrated you when you were useful to them. You were being purified. Your motives were being tested. Your faith was being stretched beyond emotion. Your patience was being carved through delay. Your discernment was being sharpened through betrayal. And every time you chose not to become bitter, every time you refused to repay pain with pain, every time you kept your heart soft in a world that tried to harden it, heaven recorded your victory. You did not just survive the wilderness, you graduated from it. Chosen one, what happened to you did more than test your endurance. It awakened something that had been sleeping beneath your pain. Before the storm, you may have known about faith, but after the storm, you became a person who could live by faith. Before the betrayal, you may have spoken about discernment, but after the betrayal, your spirit learned how to recognize what words could not explain. Before the delay, you may have prayed for open doors, but after the delay, you understood that not every closed door was rejection. Some doors were protection. God was not simply helping you survive. He was activating the gifts hidden inside your suffering. Your intuition became sharper because you had to listen beyond appearances. Your patience became deeper because you had to trust when nothing moved. Your presence became stronger because you stopped begging people to understand what only God was meant to confirm. Now there is a new authority around you. Not the loud authority of pride, but the quiet authority of someone who has been through the fire and did not lose their soul. People may not know why your energy feels different, but they will sense it. Heaven has marked you. The wilderness changed you. The pain refined you. And now, chosen one, the version of you that survived is becoming the version of you that will lead. Chosen one, because you passed the test the right way, God is preparing rewards that will not look ordinary. These rewards will not always come through the channels you expected. Some will arrive through conversations you almost ignored. Some will come through opportunities you thought were too late. Some will appear through people you did not even know were watching your faithfulness from a distance. Heaven has been arranging details while you were still trying to survive the day. You may have thought your obedience was unnoticed, but nothing was wasted. Every private tear became a seed. Every silent prayer became a sound in the spiritual realm. Every time you kept going when your body was tired and your heart was heavy, God saw it. The world rewards performance, but God rewards faithfulness. The world applauds what is visible, but God honors what was done in secret. Now you must prepare your heart to receive without fear. The enemy may whisper that you are not ready, that blessings like this are too good for someone with your past, your wounds, your mistakes. But chosen one, God does not bless you because people approve of you. He blesses you because He has tested you, refined you, and found your heart still turned toward Him. This next season will prove that your suffering had purpose and your endurance was not in vain. Chosen one, the test you passed was never only about your own life. God was doing something deeper than personal survival. He was building a legacy through you. Every time you refused to quit, something in your bloodline shifted. Every time you chose faith over fear, you broke an invisible agreement with defeat. Every time you stood in obedience while your emotions were screaming for escape, you opened a pathway for those who will come after you. You may not see the full impact yet, but heaven does. Your endurance is becoming instruction. Your scars are becoming wisdom. Your testimony is becoming a bridge for people who are still trapped in the very valley you survived. That is why the enemy fought you so hard. He was not just afraid of who you are today. He was afraid of what your healing would release tomorrow. There are people connected to your assignment who need the version of you that has been refined by fire. They do not need a perfect person. They need someone who knows what it feels like to be broken and still believe, delayed and still trust, rejected and still love, wounded and still rise. Chosen one, your pain did not end with you. It became a weapon of light, a message of hope, and a foundation for generations. Chosen one, the reason your path has felt so different is because your assignment has never been common. You were not shaped for a life of shallow approval, temporary comfort, or ordinary recognition. God allowed you to walk roads that forced your spirit to grow beyond what your age, your environment, or your circumstances could explain. What looked like isolation was actually consecration. What looked like rejection was actually separation. What looked like delay was actually divine positioning. There were seasons when you wondered why others seemed to move forward easily while you had to fight for every breath, every answer, every moment of peace. But God was not comparing your journey to theirs. He was preparing you for something they were not assigned to carry. The weight on your life was connected to the weight of your calling. Now your light cannot remain hidden. The same people who misunderstood your process will begin to witness your transformation. They may not know the cost behind your calmness, the battles behind your wisdom, or the tears behind your strength, but they will see the evidence of God on your life. Chosen one, you are not becoming someone new by accident. You are becoming who heaven knew you were before the pain ever touched you. Chosen one, the tests you passed have given you a new way of seeing life. You no longer look at storms the way you used to. Where others see punishment, you now see preparation. Where others see endings, you now recognize redirection. Where others panic in the waiting, something in you has learned to listen for God beneath the silence. This is not because you became numb. It is because your spirit became mature. Pain did not steal your vision. It purified it. You can now see purpose in places where you once only saw loss. You can recognize lessons inside disappointment. You can discern when God is closing a door to protect your future, not to limit your destiny. And chosen one, this new vision has also made your heart deeper. You do not judge people as quickly anymore because you know what hidden battles feel like. You do not dismiss the broken because you remember the nights when you were barely holding yourself together. Your compassion has become part of your calling. God is going to use the very pain that once confused you to comfort others. Your wounds will speak hope. Your story will become shelter. Your presence will remind people that they can survive the fire and still carry love, grace, and light. Chosen one, Because you passed through the fire without surrendering your soul, there is now a divine authority resting on your life. This authority is not loud, forceful, or hungry for control. It is quiet, steady, and unmistakable. It is the kind of authority that changes the atmosphere when you enter a room, not because you demand attention, but because God's presence has been formed inside you through pressure. The enemy tried to exhaust you before you understood who you were. He tried to bury your voice under disappointment, shame, and fear. He wanted you to believe that your silence meant defeat. But your silence was not defeat. It was training. God was teaching you when to speak, when to wait, when to walk away, and when to stand with holy confidence. Now, the doors that open for you will not only be opportunities, they will be assignments. The people coming into your life will not only be connections, some will be divine appointments. God is sending mentors, supporters, partners, and aligned souls who can recognize the oil on your life without needing you to explain your entire story. You had to lose false connections so you could receive the right ones. You had to outgrow rooms that could not honor your light. Now heaven is aligning you with people, places, and purposes that match your next season. Chosen one, what God is releasing next will touch more than one area of your life. This is not only a spiritual reward. This is restoration in your mind, your peace, your body, your relationships, your provision, and your confidence. You trusted God when the numbers did not make sense. You kept believing when resources were low, when support disappeared, when the future felt uncertain. Heaven saw that. Now provision is beginning to move toward you in ways that may surprise you. A door you thought was closed may reopen with greater purpose. A skill you thought was ordinary may become the very thing God uses to bless you. A person you never expected may become a bridge into your next assignment. Do not limit God to the methods you understand. But chosen one, this abundance is not only for comfort, it is for mission. God is not just giving you more so you can possess more. He is giving you more so you can become a channel of wisdom, generosity, healing, and light. Your overflow will carry responsibility. And with this restoration, your voice is returning. You are no longer speaking from fear, but from testimony. You are no longer hiding behind pain, but standing with peace. The fire did not silence you. It gave your words weight. Chosen one, everything you lost in the season of testing is not forgotten. The time, the energy, the tears, the relationships, the opportunities, the parts of yourself you thought would never return, God has not overlooked any of it. Heaven has kept record of what people never saw. And now, restoration is not just coming to replace what was taken, it is coming to reveal that nothing was wasted. You are stepping into a season where your past will no longer define you, but it will testify through you. The wounds that once made you question your worth will become evidence of God's faithfulness. The places where you were broken will become the places where light shines through the strongest. Your story is not ending in survival, it is rising into purpose. So do not shrink back now. Do not return to the mindset that kept you small. Do not let fear convince you to reject the very blessing you prayed for. Walk forward with courage, with gratitude, with holy confidence. God did not bring you through the hardest test just to leave you at the edge of promise. Chosen one, the fire refined you, the wilderness trained you, the waiting matured you, and now heaven is calling you forward. This is your season to rise, to receive, and to become the living proof that God never abandoned you.